Hey, so I just wanted to answer the question, can I start a bookkeeping business with no experience? Okay, I get this question asked a lot, so I wanted to be able to just kind of demystify it, give you some confidence, and just reassure you that yes, you can start it with no experience. And we're going to talk about exactly how to do it today. Now, before we go into that, if you're an accountant or a bookkeeper and you want some help growing your business and reaching your goals for this year, go ahead and click on the link below to see exactly how I can help you out. Okay, it's going to take you to a link on my calendar to book a call with me so I can walk you through what is the different things that you need to do in order to grow. And if it makes sense, we can even work together long term inside of the Six Figure Firms mentorship program. If that's you, go ahead and click on the link below and I'll see you on the call. Now, anyways, let's talk about like how can we get started? Like how can you start a bookkeeping business with no experience? Now, there's two types of no experience, right? There's some people where they say they have no experience and they've never done any kind of bookkeeping, and there's some who say they have no experience with like no business experience, but they've been in the field. Maybe they, or have been a staff accountant. Maybe they've been a bookkeeper. Maybe they've been like a director of finance. Maybe they've been a CFO of a company, right? And they're inside of the industry already. So let's go and we'll tap into the one if you have no experience, like just no bookkeeping experience. Okay, so number one, okay, you need to go and start getting some experience. Now, it's the analogy I like to use is always like it's like riding a bicycle. And when you're trying to learn how to ride a bicycle, when you first got started, you had some training wheels, and then maybe, a parent came or a neighborhood old person came and held the back of your seat and helped you go and stabilize yourself while you were moving forward. And then over time, as you kept going, you kept going, you kept wobbling, 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 and then eventually you're able to kind of just take off and go, and you probably never looked back, right? The same way when it comes to learning bookkeeping. Now, number one, okay, you can go on training wheels. So there's different programs online. There's different YouTube videos where you can watch. What I would recommend doing is making sure you can have as much live practice as possible. So it's a little bit different than just reading about it inside of like, a textbook. So sometimes what people try to do to get experience is they go into a college, course to get a little bit of experience. For me, at least, like that was so hard. My first accounting 101 class, I think I got like a C in that class, which is ironic because that's the field I went into, but the class was so hard. And it wasn't that, it was bad. It was just so much different than what we do nowadays. But at the same time, an even better one would be going and they have like a QuickBooks online certification. This accomplishes two things. So one, it helps you just hone kind of your bookkeeping skills, but it also familiarizes you with one of the major programs and platforms you're going to be using throughout your career. Now, another thing you can do is, again, watch some YouTube videos of some live examples. You can go inside of the QuickBooks software and actually create what's called a sample company and actually start going through it as if you were trying to, fix someone's books live. The next thing, kind of going back to our analogy, is when the person held the back of your seat as you were trying to grow, you took off your training wheels, they were holding you, holding you, holding you, holding you, holding you, holding you. What that is the equivalent of is going to maybe either a CPA firm or an established bookkeeper, an established EA, or an established accounting firm and seeing if you could subcontract some work from them. Okay, what that basically means is they're going to be paying you to learn, to do the work that either they don't want to do or they just don't have the capacity to do right now. Because if you don't know about this industry, there's a lot of accounting businesses and a lot of different businesses that are trying to do more of either the tax work or they're trying to do more of like the virtual CFO / advisory type services. So if you're trying to get into the bookkeeping, you're trying to get a foothold, you're just going to come in and do the work that you already want to do and then just give it to you at a price. Now, generally for me, I always try and charge as much as I can, like no matter the experience. Like we're trying to go hard, man. We're trying to go hard. We're trying to make some money. The one thing I would advise against, though, is going and approaching someone and saying you're going to work for free for experience. Okay, there's two reasons why this is bad. One, it's because free is just, if you have a job, you don't really have a lot of time to do stuff for free, right? But secondly, whenever I hear that from somebody, as the business owner myself, I own my own accounting and bookkeeping business. I've owned it for 7 years. Whenever someone comes to me with that, I'll work for you for free, I'll intern, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because all I see and all I hear is headaches. Because I'd have to go and like train you, I'd have to follow up with you, I'd have to make sure this thing is moving you forward. I'd have to really just do a lot of stuff that I don't want to do. I'd rather just pay somebody else to do it who's going to have some more skin in the game because they're getting paid and because, you know, they're just moving forward faster. So the point that I'm trying to make there is it's not about you working for free. That's not good for anybody involved. Because if you're getting stuff for free, oftentimes what happens is the person who's interning doesn't take it very seriously. And the person who is, you know, holding the internship does not take it very seriously. So go in paid, okay? It's the only way you're both going to get a benefit from it. And it's the only way that you're really going to learn and take it seriously long term. Now, some examples of this. So for example, like Liv got she just got started in the industry because she had been trying to do taxes off and on, and she had been doing like business consulting, but she always wanted to get into bookkeeping, and she was like really nervous because she's like, you know, I don't really know a lot, I don't really know how to price it, I don't know what to say in order to get people to see the value. So all we had to do was just I just gave her my pricing calculator. I give all my students a pricing calculator so they know exactly what to charge and how much the work is worth. Then I gave her what's called a sales presentation. We call it the 6-figure sales flow. It basically just shows you exactly what checkboxes you need to hit inside of the other person's mind in order for them to feel clear and confident about paying you a high dollar amount per month. Now, once she got them, I mean, she signed up a client. This lady had like a CPA who was already there, but that something happened to that CPA, and then Liv was able to step in and say, hey, this is how much it's going to cost. I can clean up all this data for you. Here's exactly what it's going to be. And then the lady's like, yeah. She didn't ask about, you know, Liv's back experience. She didn't ask about all that. All she cared about was, I know Liv. I just met her like 2 months ago. I really liked her. She did a little bit of work for me in the past, and like it was good work. So now I need some help. So very, very easy. So yeah, you can start with that experience. Another example, another thing to kind of note and to really take advantage of is relationship trumps everything. Relationship trumps everything. It trumps having a low price. It trumps having a million years of experience. It trumps having a staff and a huge name. If they know you, then they will generally go with you. If they know you, they'll go with you. Very, very simple. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is you need to start learning how to build relationships with successful individuals. So individuals that are running 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure businesses. Now, when I say relationship, it doesn't mean like your buddy and like you have to go and like your kids know each other and like your family, friends. I don't necessarily mean like that. I mean, one, they have to know you exist. 2, they have to know that, you know, you are interested in helping them out. 3, they have to know that you provide timely and very efficient work. 4, they just gotta keep seeing your face until they eventually realize that you're the person for them. It's almost like imagine like dating, right? Like most people don't get married on the first date. I know back in the past, you know, it was a little bit easier for people to do that, and like they would know, you know, right away. But as time evolves and as more people come out and there's more information available and there's a lot, you know, more fear inside of the market, we generally want to vet and verify before we, you know, commit long term. It's the same thing with those clients. Now, what you have to do is, just like going on multiple dates, it's the same thing when you're reaching out to people inside of the messenger. It's when you're booking a 15-minute call with them just to get to know them and see if you can help their business. It's when you're doing the 45-minute call and you're selling them on your service and why they need your service right now. It is, you know, when you're following up with them, because, you know, if you don't have a script and you're going at this alone, sometimes what happens is you don't know what the correct words are to say and you lose the person on the first call and like, oh, I need to think about it, or I'm not interested. There needs to be a follow-up process that happens in order for them to keep getting more familiar with you, keep trusting you, keep hearing about you. Maybe they go and they try somebody else and that person does a bad job. And then you come and you get it. Now, very simple, very easy game, guys. It just comes down to you staying in the game and staying in people's face. As long as you can do that, as long as you can go and try and get some experience in a paid experience environment, and 2, you can just learn how to start building relationships and just being more outgoing and reaching out to people on social media who own a business and just seeing if they need some help. Just literally just asking. If you ask probably 10,000 people, do they want some help with their accounting and bookkeeping? I've never seen someone who's done 10,000 asks not get 1 to 2 clients. I've never seen that. Generally, you won't even need to ask 10,000 people because you're going to ask probably 500, and then you're already going to have like 5 to 10 clients. So, you know, you have it inside of you. I believe in you. you can do this. Now, if you want some help going and growing your business, maybe you're an accountant or maybe you're a bookkeeper and you're really trying to get started, you want to be inside the game, you just don't really know exactly what to do, or maybe you do know what to do, but you want someone to help you speed up that process and go and reach your goal a lot faster, go and click the link below to book a call with me to see if I can help you out. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to point you in the right direction, and if it makes sense, we can even work together long term. If not, no pressure, no problem. You can keep watching these videos for free and keep getting some results in advance. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.